AI Companion 3.0 is the evolution of the architecture for AI within Zoom. And it allows you to be able to use data contained both within inside of the Zoom system as well as third-party data you choose to integrate in with Zoom AI. Now, it's going to initially come through a web interface. So you can access that by going to ai.zoom.us and logging in. If you're not able to log in, it's likely because you have to enable it first. So administrators on the account would need to go into account management, account settings, and then once you're in account settings, select AI Companion. The very first question at the top is AI Companion on the web. You can turn that setting on. You can set that at the account level. You can set it at the group level. You can even put a single user in a group and have it tied to just one person for testing purposes. Once you have access, you'd be able to come in and access and control all the sources that you want to give AI Companion access to in order to be able to use as context inside of your particular prompt. Now, in this case, we want to maybe open it up widely. We'll leave it completely wide to be able to access anywhere and everywhere information might be contained. So here we're going to say, what are some of the key discussed points from the latest Zoom Communications 10K report? And because it has access to the web, it can go out and find the information that it needs in order to be able to quickly and efficiently fulfill this particular output. Now, in this case, it used three sources, three websites, in order to be able to give summary details of the particular annual report. Now, I can continue to engage with this data by asking follow-up questions, or I can ask it to create a communication for me on behalf of maybe perhaps prospecting into a company or something, right? I can write a report off of it or something like that. Now, I also have the ability, because it has access to, in the sources, the Zoom data, meetings and docs, to be able to put a prompt like this. Go out and search for all the primary concerns around a particular training plan specific to this particular project. So the Zoom system will look for Zoom meetings and documents associated to the 123 Main Street project and source the information that it needs around the training plan. In this case, it's found 7 different sources, 2 documents, and 5 different meetings where we talked about this particular training plan. Now, I do have the ability as well to restrict down the types of data that's being used for a specific prompt. So in this case, we'll unselect. Actually, we could either uncheck these and just leave Slack, or we can in the prompt specifically note that we want to search Slack to find information about the particular project. And in this case, it's only going to use the data that's contained within Slack in order to be able to answer that particular prompt. And that might be a course of in multiple channels, or in this case, it's just one, and you can see the channel that it's associated to. Now, I do have the ability as well to be able to restrict down to a specific type of an engagement. So by clicking on the plus sign, I can go to meetings and search for the meeting. And I can just choose which meetings I want to add. In this case, this is a project meeting series that we do on a regular basis. I'll choose the last 7 meetings. This could be 7 hours of content, could be more than that actually, if each of these meetings was over an hour. It can all be pulled in as context in order to be able to answer the prompt. In this case, we're going to say, list out all the technical issues that Amelia's having. And we've got this new go forward and go to market strategy for this new eco retail store. And we're trying to solve these technical issues. And we've got some problems around LMS. And you can see we've gotten a nice summary of this. We've got AI Companion prompt library issues. We've got broader technical context issues. So some extracted details from those particular meetings. Now, you also have this great ability down below the prompt dialog box to be able to engage with AI in a pre-created way. So for example, if I click on coaching, for example, I can choose risk identifier, and because it's triggered for the last 7 days, it automatically pulls all my meetings over the last 7 days. This could be dozens, and I can run that particular prompt where this is an agent, a pre-trained agent that's, set up and configured in a way to be able to run a risk analysis on my meetings. And you can see it provides really great detail, comprehensive risk register. It goes into great detail of all the information that I would need to be aware of and working through in order to be able to mitigate these particular risks, categorizes them, identifies next actions by owners, and then can go into all the depth there. And again, in this case, it uses those three that it previously attached to the context of that particular prompt. Now, another really value add of this AI Companion 3.0 release is the ability to configure the mode types. So by clicking on mode, you can see the ability to be able to do deep research, which is a type of AI output that allows you to be able to go much wider, much deeper with many more sources in order to be able to identify and create a more valuable output. You also get the ability to use what's called write. Now, write mode allows you to be able to configure a document and co-create and co-edit that document with the help of AI. So in this case, we'll put a prompt that says, use all of my communications. And now in this case, it's using all my sources. So everything. Web, it's using access to my meeting and docs, information that I have in Google Drive or OneDrive, and Slack. I'm going to uncheck web search because I want to restrict it down to just internal data. I don't want it to make up anything or find anything from the web to impact the quality of this particular output. Now, in this case, we're asking for a sales blog for our new eco-friendly retail store concept. So we'll run this and you'll see it's the ability to be able to add and create content with the use of AI, but do it in a way that allows you to view the document, the final output, and modify that document over time. So in this case, it's identifying some of our key unique differentiators of this particular retail store concept. It's going to pull in some information about sort of extended value add that we provide with this particular new store concept. And then it gets into a strategic launch, some unique information about our training program. So this is building out all from our discussions, all from meetings and docs that we have that we're talking about this particular new store concept. Let's modify this perhaps a little bit. Let's select this section here and we'll edit with AI and say, convert to a table format and build out the details further. And perhaps maybe in a blog, you just want to create a table instead of a bulleted list like this. AI can continue to modify this to a point where it gives us all the detail that we need based on all the context that's contained within inside of the prompt. And I do have the ability on the right-hand side to prompt from right to left as well, add sections on particular, maybe value add pieces of the document. Once it's completed, I can choose to replace it or simply insert it. We'll replace what was in there, and we've now got a really nice table that we can continue to modify and edit based on our preferred layout here. This gives us the ability, again, to be able to make it our own. We can continue to tweak it. Once we're ready, we can share that document with other individuals inside or outside my organization, depending on settings that allow you to be able to continue to co-edit even further. Now, the last thing I want to show you is the ability to be able to use workflows. Workflows are the ability, now this is currently in beta status, so you likely won't see this finalized here for the next month or two. This is the ability to create AI automation. This is the ability to be able to take things that you do on a regular basis, either inconsistency or lacking of quality, and or just things you don't want to have to do every time. You can leverage the benefit of AI and take action automatically. So when you click on workflows, you can see the ability to be able to access things like templates. We'll walk through one template first, and then we'll walk through the ability to be able to create from scratch. So here is a good example. So this is a report. Maybe we want to do a daily reflection. So just by simply clicking on daily reflection, it'll build out and leverage the template. In this case, this daily reflection every day, it looks like at 9 o'clock, every weekday. It goes out and does two things. It'll research all of my Zoom meetings, all of my newly created Zoom docs, and then it'll run a prompt against all of that context that it's captured. It just says, you're a personal reflection assistant that helps me summarize and improve my day based on the inputs provided. So that's the resource data. Your goal is, and it walks through exactly what the expectation is, the step-by-step, and then we can choose how we want to export this data. So once this prompt is run against that context, perhaps maybe we want to deliver it to a Zoom team chat, for example. I can select a channel. We'll choose a marketing plan perhaps. And then all I have to do is drag whatever that response is here in the top. I can drag that down here. I can add some context here. Let's say reflection. All right. And then I can save that. And then once I save it, I can run it. And once I run it, it'll run in the right-hand side as a test. Assuming that I get the output that I wish to get, the ability for that to be delivered right to my inbox on a daily basis can be done all automatically after it's fully tested. Now, you do also have the ability to be able to create these types of flows from scratch. And this is the ability through simple natural language to be able to create these types of automations as well. So we'll go back to chat. I'll select mode, and I'm just going to put a prompt in here that says every day at 7 a.m. I want to create a web search and research news about AI different use cases, right? I'm trying to learn how to better use AI. And I want to see what new use cases for AI have transpired. So I can run that. And through simple natural language, AI Companion can get to work to understand the prompt. If there's any gaps or missing components, it will confirm that information, ask for additional follow-up information. If it has what it needs, it'll make a first pass at actually creating that workflow automatically for you. It'll generate it and then allow the user to be able to modify it. There we go. So every day, 7 o'clock, we're going to use the Ask AI node, where it'll go out and it writes the prompt for you. I can modify that prompt if I wish to do so. And then again, I have the ability to configure how I'd like that distributed. This time, let's do a doc. So we're going to create a new document every day. And just by simply clicking and connecting these, and we'll create a new doc. And we'll just put it in untitled for now. We'll call it test. And all we want to do is bring that AI response into the document. We'll save it and we'll run it. And now what we've done is something that we should be doing on a day in, day out basis, that maybe 2 or 3 days a week I do instead of all 5 days. I now can have the system augment that process for me. So I can have it go out, do some research, pull in some ideas, and have those populate, in this case, a Zoom doc, automatically every single day if I wish to. Now, you saw I can create a new doc, I can add to an existing doc. So likely the way I'd want to do this so I don't have a mess in my foldering system is just have it add additional use cases right in that same doc. And every day I can come into that doc and get all the newest, latest, and greatest information. There we go. This is complete. And you can see once we would go into the Zoom doc, every single day that can be ran. Right? I hope this helps you understand how you can best utilize AI Companion 3.0 in the web interface in order to be able to improve the way in which you use data in order to be able to get work